So this is the Italian Partisan Battlegroup overview. This is the brand new commander coming for Company Heroes 3 on the 27th of November this year. So in a week or so's time, 2 weeks time. And this is my first raw reaction to this. And once we watched it, we'll go through it and I'll give you my feedback and an analysis on it. Let's begin. Here we go.
Welcome, Commander. Featured in the Endure and Defy Battle Group pack are battle groups for every army. Among them is the US Italian Partisan Battle Group. Establishing underground networks turns the battlefield into a web of hidden tunnels and redefined supply lines. Italian partisans apply insurgency tactics to infiltrate deep behind enemy lines, striking from the shadows and making every building a threat. The Resistance Fighter is a 5-man squad, a versatile and resourceful group that can be equipped with a variety of weapons to take the enemy by surprise. With cover and concealment, partisans stay hidden until enemies stray too close. Using tunnel networks, partisans can emerge in nearby structures, leaving enemies guessing where the next shot will come from.
Oh, that's rough.
Tunnels are a new construction option. All tunnels are connected to the main tunnel located inside the headquarters,
allowing
the squads to rapidly
How
deploy
far can you go with
regular
that?
intervals to other tunnel hideouts. These tunnel networks can be upgraded further to increase their functionality and the likelihood of the Resistance's success. Smuggling routes allows a portion of a sector's resources to be generated, even when that sector is neutral or under enemy control. Keep that fuel and munitions flowing, even when the front lines shift.
Okay, so it's like a sector subterfuge beacon that the deck has, something similar to that.
Designate tunnels as retreat routes for your infantry squads to escape through. Once they've made it back to headquarters, they can heal, regroup, and re-emerge for the next mission objective.
Shorten retreat
times on the battlefield.
That's insane.
If sustaining your fighters is top priority, then distribute medical supplies to the front lines. All tunnel networks will receive medical caches, allowing infantry to patch themselves up between combat.
Yeah, not during combat.
Resistance forces have planted explosives throughout the region. Give the command to light the fuse trailing right to the payload. It's powerful enough to knock out light vehicles, destroy tank engines, wipe out squads, and tear down buildings.
Hang on.
The 2-man Saboteur squad can infiltrate the battle zone through the tunnel network system. The Saboteurs are not designed for direct engagements. They've brought mines, demolition charges, booby traps, and a Panzerschreck. Perfect for disrupting the enemy backline or their advances into friendly territory. This squad will leave the battlefield after some time, or until you give the order to retreat. Once they've exfiltrated, you will recover a portion of the squad's cost. Convert buildings into forward headquarters. Squads can be recruited and reinforced here. Additionally, units occupying the building fight much better.
I was hoping to see some flags and stuff around the building,
to the tunnel network system,
like in Co 1,
allowing resistance fighters to travel to nearby buildings. Target any tunnel hideout, forward headquarters, or territory point to spread false orders to enemy combatants. Enemy combat effectiveness and movement in the area is reduced. Whilst your enemy hesitates, partisan forces will not.
Okay.
A good plan requires reconnaissance. Utilize Resistance Forces' spy network to gain vision in a small area.
Okay, so it's not a
Provided
global.
you maintain a tunnel network in that area, Resistance Forces will maintain watch, whilst your enemy walks in blind. As commander of the Italian Partisan Battle Group, victory comes not from holding the line, but bending it. Strike from the shadows and vanish before they can respond. Play the long game, fight on your terms, and turn resistance into revolution.
Okay, so every ambient building is now going to be destroyed by Axis players. That's what's going to happen, man, dude. Like, as soon as it doesn't matter, like, if I guess as soon as you load into a match and you see someone with this commander in their loadout, which is pretty much going to be every game now, every ambient building is just going to be automatically focus fired destroyed because of how strong these Partisans are, man. That is pretty insane, especially this kind of like, what is this? How does this kind of like work? Did they have to like set this trap beforehand and then they can launch? I need to see how this ability works, this kind of underground detonation.
Forces have planted explosives throughout the region. Give the command to light the fuse trailing right to the payload. It's powerful enough to knock out light vehicles, destroy tank engines, wipe out squads, and tear down buildings.
Because that, like, how does that even work? It feels like they would have to make that explosion beforehand. It doesn't seem to you can counter that. If this is an ability that just goes out and there's no way to counter it, then it's so broken. How do you deal with that?
The two-man Saboteur squad can infiltrate the battle zone through the tunnel network system.
Two-man squad as well.
The Saboteurs are not designed for direct engagements. They've brought mines, demolition charges, booby traps, and a Panzerschreck. Perfect for disrupting the enemy backline or their advances into friendly territory. This squad will leave the battlefield after some time, or until you give the order to
It's a
retreat.
Shrek as well.
Once they've
There's no Panzerschreck symbol on them to show that they have AT, which is a bit of a mistake. They should, for readability for the Axis team, for new players as well, they should say, let people know that this unit has potential for having anti-tank capability.
You will recover a portion of the squad's cost.
Feels like that might be like a timed ability that you use the Panzerschreck as well.
Convert buildings into forward headquarters. Squads can...
Yeah, so this is a forward headquarters. The only way you can tell it's a forward headquarters is the symbol above it. And in Code 1, you would have like sandbags and flags on it, which I think that should be the case in Code 3. They should have done that to make it really stand out. And it doesn't look like it does, so that's kind of a bit of a letdown for me, to be honest.
Be recruited and reinforced.
Code 2 as well. Yeah, Code 2 had some of that as well.
Units occupying the building fight much better. Forward headquarters are also connected to the tunnel network system, allowing resistance fighters to travel to nearby buildings.
Yeah, just to jump in here. Yeah, but so literally every ambient building will just need to be destroyed or you need to be in it to deny them being able to jump into it, because otherwise it's going to be too strong. So then we go back here. So then, the forward retreat. Yeah, so they can literally cut down retreat times. This is where you can jump in,
Partisans can emerge in nearby structures, leaving enemies guessing where the next shot will come from.
Hang on, they also seem to be getting a buff as well. Let's just look at that again. There seems to be a debuff going down on the Grens here, whatever this ability is. Looks like accuracy nerf or something. I can see an arrow going down. So they seem to be getting penalized there. Not on this squad, though, for some reason.
Tunnels are a new construction option. All tunnels are connected to the main tunnel located inside the headquarters, allowing for squads to rapidly deploy at regular...
Yeah, so you can rapidly deploy and rapidly retreat, which is insane as well. That's going to be so good. Honestly, it's going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with, this commander, I think. This is going to be really strong. Yeah, these, honestly... O2 Partisans are so bad compared to this. To be able to, like, instantly, like, bring your guys back and then jump them out. Like, you'd be able to jump them, put them into, like, this and then jump them straight into a nearby building to dive onto a tank. It feels like there's got to be some kind of, like, delay. Something like that to stop it being so, abusive, right? Straight up a C and C GLA. I'd actually never played the C and C GLA. I assume you can destroy the tunnel as Axis. I'm not sure if it's camouflage, this tunnel. It does look like it's a bit hidden on this image here. Every game will become a no man land. Yeah, honestly, every ambient building. So you just think about like Benghazi is going to be an absolute bloody nightmare for any Axis team, because that map has got so many buildings in it, right? Any map that has few buildings will be great for Axis. You'll see Axis players veto so many maps now as well. Like Benghazi is like no Axis team is going to want to play Benghazi. Instantly downvoting every urban map, exactly, right? That's what's going to happen. Benghazi is just never going to get played by Axis teams again. And then you've got other maps that, would probably like the Gazala Landing airfield. That hasn't got too many buildings on, right? So Axis teams will be happy to play on that. There's only a few buildings on that, so you could destroy that. Era Doctrine, I think, will be hella good against this with its integration. Where are the Partisans? Could be kind of handy, yeah, maybe. If you do interrogation and it reveals maybe the tunnel network, that would be cool. Where all the tunnels are. Hoping that maybe the cost of the tunnel networks kind of reflects how strong they are. Maybe not too good, but yeah, being able to just jump in, jump out again real quick. I guess you'll have Axis teams. They'll need to use recon runs and things like that to spot the tunnel networks and take them out before they become a real big problem. Also, one other map is another good 3v3 the railway map. Remember the name of it off the top of my head. That one's probably going to go. The new 1v1 map has got a lot of urban buildings on as well, so that's going to probably get downvoted. Any map that has a lot of buildings on is just going to be really rough for Axis. And I think it's kind of unfair, actually. Now I think about it. I think if allies get a partisan commander, Axis also needs something to be similar level with like stormtroopers and infiltration, you know? So that one side, like allies, because now as soon as this update drops, allies will always have the advantage in every other map, period, right? Because of this. Whereas Axis, they don't benefit at all from any of these buildings. Like they can't really have that same kind of utility. So yeah, I think there's going to be a really big balance problem with this, just on the face of it alone, I think, because Axis are not getting their own kind of like encirclement, infiltration type game plan. Hopefully the Partisans aren't super amazing in terms of scaling compared to normal infantry. It's just not the normal infantry. It's the fact that even the tunnel networks, like, so you can see here, you've got the bazooka squad that just jumps out right next to the Panzer IV, and it could really maybe get a good finishing shot in. Unless it's only, I think if it's only Partisans that can jump from a building, from this into a building, then it might be fair. But if it's normal infantry squads that can jump from the tunnel into a building as well, then that would be 100% broken. I think it might just be the Partisans that can do that. Because Partisans themselves seem to be. I mean, I think we saw a clip of them here, where they have submachine guns here.
Partisans can emerge in nearby.
Yeah, these guys have all got submachine guns here.
Structures, leaving enemies guessing where the next.
Did that unit? So that's two squads he had to start with, and I think he automatically called them in. Yeah, this is a fresh squad because it's got no upgrade as well. So you can literally spawn them in like you could normally in Company Heroes 2 with Partisans, and just spawn them into an ambient building as well. Yeah, they also had a grenade launcher as well. Where was the grenade launcher? Yeah, here it shows them where they had like a grenade launcher, which is good against like vehicles. Again, there goes the debuff. This one has a AT rifle. So it looks like, yeah, they get anti-tank rifle, grenade launcher, and SMGs.
And resourceful group that can be equipped with a variety of weapons to take the enemy by surprise.
Is there anything else to comment with this? So then we have this thing that, yeah, we'd like to know how much munitions you're getting or resources you're getting from this. Yeah, smuggling routes.
Smuggling routes allows a portion of a sector's resources to be generated, even when that sector is neutral or under enemy control. Keep that fuel and munitions flowing, even when the front lines shift.
It also looks like you might be able to potentially just spawn the Partisans in on the tunnel network as well. So if there's no enemy buildings are left, you could just spawn them in on a forward tunnel network. Now let's have a look at this then. So is it designate retreat points? So you got underground designation. Okay, so you either have to choose the smuggling routes, right? Where you get either munitions or fuel from just, points that, you have tunnel networks on. That kind of like acts like the infiltration beacon that the DAC get for an espionage. Or you have it as the retreat point. Does it also give... That's better, though, to be honest. Having a forward retreat point, have your units get out of the fight faster and get back onto the field faster is probably worth more. It's be risky trying to get the smuggling routes forward to benefit from. So I think that, retreat tunnel seems to be way better. I think most people are going to pick that on there. Then the underground detonation, I need to mess around with that and actually figure out how that works, because that seems incredibly broken from the footage alone. Medical crates, healing on the tunnel network is quite nice as well. Can have a forward healing, but I don't think you can reinforce on it. However, you won't need to reinforce on it because you can then just go back home, reinforce from from home, and then jump out of the tunnel network straight away, right? So you don't really need to reinforce it because you can just jump in, jump out. If the travel time is like instant, then there's no problem, right? Yeah, the retreat points is definitely crucial there. And then you either go for the Saboteur or the forward headquarters. I think most people probably go for the Saboteur because that seems to be more interesting and more impactful. You have the healing, and you could probably have reinforcement another way with a half track. So you don't really need a forward headquarters, to be fair, unless it allows you to spawn units or maybe some other things that are good with it. And then you either have false orders like a debuff, or you could have spy network. The spy network doesn't seem nowhere near as good as there's the here. So this is a spy network, so it gives you vision. I think it permanently gives vision as long as you have the tunnel network in the area. How far can you pop this? Yeah, we don't know how far you can put this vision, and it doesn't seem like you get a huge chunk of vision for it either. It's not great. It's again the Kettenkrad so much better, for vision spotting than that.
Provided you maintain a tunnel network in that area, Resistance forces will maintain watch, whilst your enemy walks in blind.
Could be kind of handy. I can see some case scenarios where that would be useful, but I think most times people are going to just want to go probably for the false orders actually instead. You can use like scouts with flares for your vision if you need it. You normally get 2 anyway, so not sure if spy network will be that useful. False orders, on the other hand, a permanent debuff for units fighting in an area until the ability wears off is very strong, especially if you're fighting around like a really important point like a victory point or like a cutoff and stuff. That'll be very handy, I think. What do you think? I think this is very strong. I think the last stand battle group we looked at the other day was very good as well, but this with the forward retreat, like this, being able to retreat and get onto the field a lot quicker, that is huge. We've never seen something like this in Co before, where you can just retreat right from the front line, get back to base, heal up, and come again. Honestly, people probably don't realize how powerful that is, but that is going to be insane. Doesn't and you also reinforce faster back in base as well than if you are outside of your base. So you could be like, you'll be on the field like twice as fast, or maybe even 3 times as fast as your opponent will be. So you'll be able to keep that map control and keep that field presence constantly. You'll be able to cycle in troops and stuff as well with this. Yeah, late game, I can see a super late game. You don't get like a cool Pershing or something like that, obviously, with this commander. So, yeah, late game, especially, and with late game as well, all the ambit buildings are likely to be destroyed and stuff by that point. So it definitely feels like it's going to be really strong early mid-game, but struggle late game. Yeah, for sure. Probably going to be a similar situation to Co2 Partisans, where you try and break the opponent in the first 10 minutes and don't let them get to late game. Yeah. Good on. Yeah, large maps like Steppe, yeah, where it takes a long time for units to get backwards and forwards. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very heavy infantry play style. And also, all right, hear me out here, Partisans will have weapon slots, right? So what you could do is your mate could play Rangers, power drop in weapon crates, and you could equip the Partisans with some nice gear, all right, as well. So there's some other combinations you can do with that. So guys, that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did and want more content, check up over here and over here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, make sure to click the button down here. To catch you in the next video, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon.